Hi everyone, this is Emily Leiphart here for Tailored Expressions, and in today's video I'm sharing 4 cards made with the Oh What a Day card making kit. This is definitely the cutest kit yet. Tailor's kits are always amazing, but I really love this one because its main stamp set is the Occasional Critters by Much Sketch. If you're already a fan of the Little Critters stamp sets, as well as the Max and Millie stamp sets, then you'll definitely want this kit. As you can see, there are 7 different animals and there are coordinating dies for them. Also included is a clear stamp set called Essential Sentiments. These sentiments mix and match perfectly with the Occasional Critters. You can use these sentiments individually or combine them for each animal. I love the size of these sentiments and the mix of scripted fonts with classic fonts. Next we have the focal frame, which is so super cute and versatile. The Occasional Critters all fit nicely inside this frame, and I hadn't thought of it until I edited this video, but the Essential Sentiments all fit nicely inside the frame too. Also included in this kit is the Dotted Diamond stencil. As always, you'll get 6 envelope seals featuring the dog, giraffe, and llama, as well as 6 envelopes in Lollipop, candy corn, and lemon meringue. You'll also get a small pot of rainbow rhinestones, which are so sparkly and fun to look at. I selected 4 critters and stamped them on sugar cube cardstock using Oreo ink. Then I colored them with Copic markers. I'll put on some music and fast forward through this section. After coloring, I die cut the images and design the cards around them. I'm going to show you 4 different ways to use the focal frame die. For my first card, I'm using the frame in its most simple form, alone. The card base is cut from Lollipop cardstock, and I cut a 3 3/4 inch by 5 inch sugar cube panel, which was die cut using the largest of the diagonal stitch rectangle stacklets. I love the subtle detail these dies add without being too fancy and competing with other die cuts on the card. I use one of the alignment grids to center the sentiment and stamp it using Oreo ink. Next, I attach the dog behind the base of the frame, die cut from Earl Grey cardstock. Then I use foam strips to create a dimensional frame and add a second die cut frame to that. I apply liquid glue to the back of the frame and, using the lines on my grid mat to help line up everything, attach the frame to the card base. Now my first card is done. My second card is going to feature multiple frames which are almost intertwined. Since I wanted to pop up the main frame, I didn't intertwine them, but I may make an extra card outside of this video using that technique. Once I figure out where to place the main frame for the little bird, I stamp the sentiment and proceed to stack it just like on the first card. This time the popped up frame is cut from Lollipop cardstock, and the other 2 frames are cut from candy corn and lemon meringue cardstock. This time I adhered the base layer of the frame to the panel so I could get it perfectly positioned. Next, I snipped off parts of the other 2 frames so they wouldn't interfere with the bird and music notes inside the frame. I trim off the overhanging sections, create the popped up top layer of the frame, and attach that to the panel. Next, I use foam tape to add the bird and music notes inside the frame. I tried this panel on practically every color of card base before settling on Earl Grey. For my third card, I'm going to stack 2 frames in opposite directions. To create the background for this card, I'm using the Dotted Diamond stencil with the original blender brushes and mini ink pads in lemon meringue, candy corn, and lollipop. I'm adding the slightest bit of color because I didn't want it to compete with the image. Then I stamped the sentiment on the panel before creating a backdrop for the frame. I basically took the inserts from the die cuts of my second card and randomly chopped them up in thirds. It's not exact thirds, just a guess. Then I taped them together and placed it behind the bear. I create the same stacked frame with foam tape as with the 2 previous cards and assemble the card. As you can see here, the stenciled panel has been die cut with the stitched rectangle stacklets, and I'm attaching the framed piece with liquid glue. For my 4th and final card, I'm creating a little shaker card with the main frame featuring the birthday llama. I've used 1/8 inch score tape around the edge to secure the acetate window, and then I built the foam frame that will house the rainbow rhinestones included in the kit. I pour a bunch of the rhinestones in the frame and remember that I need to place a piece of foam tape behind the llama, even though it's on the outside of the acetate and doesn't need the support, since the acetate holds it in place. Instead, this particular piece of foam tape will keep the rhinestones in place around the sides of the llama. This saves me from having to add more rhinestones to fill the entire frame. I used a piece of copy paper to close the back of the frame and finish assembling the rest of the card. Next, I die cut the Easy Strips dies, the 1/2 inch from Lollipop cardstock, the 1/4 inch from Candy Corn, and the 1/8 inch from Lemon Meringue cardstock. I use liquid glue to attach these to the card base, trim off the excess, and attach the stamped panel. This design is quite different from my usual, but I love it. The rhinestone shaker is just so cute, and I love the way those stripes look. Here's a review of all 4 cards which feature the Oh What a Day card making kit. These use the same colors, so they'll be great to give as a gift set. I featured the focal frame in 4 different ways and varied the sentiments for variety. I hope you enjoyed all the ideas presented in this video on how to use this adorable new kit, and I look forward to seeing what you create with it. You can find all of these products in the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.